We were going to serve green Kool-Aid. Did y'all see it out there? Anybody going green? As this wave, yeah, we got one there. Whatever that means, yes? Yeah. Well, we are Cogent Solar, and it's a great privilege to be before you, Million Cups. Thank you for being here and taking a listen. We want to be a help to people who own homes, to enter the solar environment, to learn about solar, what you can do with solar, and that possibly solar is not the whole catch-all of everything to come off the grid. So we take a different tact, and we'll share that story with you. It has been a great privilege to be a part of all the resources here in Daytona, from Career Source to Startup Quest to UCF Incubation, and then beyond as we go deeper. And some of our team is here, and I'll share some of those people with you in a little bit. But as we decided to choose residential rather than light commercial or industrial, as we got into the residential solar space, we came to a very significant question, and it goes like this. Why, after 30 years of extensive promotion and governmental incentives, have only 1% of the U.S. homeowners entered solar? 30% incentives for tax, a lot of rebates as you go solar or energy sensitive products. We believe that's a great question, and we want to be part of the answer for this, because 1% out of 30 years is, from a business perspective, is not a big number, as you know. So we believe it's in what the solar industry has given us as a model. That the model is put as many solar panels as you can on your home, fasten those down, bring all that power into one place, and then tie that into your grid system, hoping to get a net grid effect, meaning like you're sending energy back into the grid and getting this nice big check from FPL. You understand what that looks like? So we believe that was a good idea. That is what has been happening on residential for 30 years. It is renewable energy harvested every day that the sun is out, and in Florida, on average, that's about 4.5 hours. That's what you can depend on for your capture of energy. With that idea, we believe that it's ended up being a bad approach. One, that the solar panels have to attach to your roof, to your rafters, to your trusses, and with that, you pierce the roof system. By piercing the roof system, you void your roof warranty. After you do that, you have to run your wiring over your asphalt shingles or other roof system. And then you have a high cost of entry, usually $30,000 to $60,000 to put that onto your home. You have a long ROI to pay that off, and you are captured in that technology while you're waiting for the ROI to finish. As you go through your year, those panels will need to have some cleaning or maintenance. It's difficult for you or somebody else to get on there. And somewhere in that 20 years, you're going to probably have to replace your roof, which means all those panels have to come off. Another contractor comes in, then your new system comes back on. So that's our finish line of the bad approach. And with that, we feel that the results of that in your community and on your home is unattractive to your architecture and from your curb. And so with that, we have now placed this picture with many other pictures. You ought to see how they hang them everywhere they can. We have put that in our solar hall of shame. So we now have another solution for that, and that looks like this.
Oh.
The panels are not on the roof, and in our patent from UCF, we place solar in the fascia, gutter, and architectural features of your home. Hidden from the curb, expandable modular that they all plug together. You can create what we call mini systems, taking a step towards your energy needs, dividing out your purpose rather than putting it all together, thereby stepping off your power needs from the grid one step at a time. We can put those in these fascia gutter areas. We also put them on architectural features, like you see the pergola there off the back of the home. On top, we can put panels right there. Also on some architectural features of what we call architectural brows that actually go onto your home and architectural features, and then those panels are sitting right there. So that is part of our solution, off your roof and around your home. So here's our first innovation. You see it here right here before you, that the shingle system is above the drip edge there. Our panel, this is our first model. It's going to end up a little bigger than this, about 6.5 inches wide, 44 inches in length. Those panels now plug and clip together, and then you can just keep stacking them as we go. So with that, our patent has already been established. It released in 2013. That was a UCF base innovation. These are solar panels in what we call unique places, in places you didn't know you could put solar because of this model. They're hidden from the curb and embedded in your architecture. We also call, as I shared before, our mini solar system approach. We feel this is a great way to enter solar. Do it through many steps, and then just keep adding as you go, according to your budget and your power needs. And so we will have on our website, and we will build it this way that it'll be very easy for you to start with your power need. What do you want to do? And then match how many panels in the kit right online with your price tag, and then an easy way to get in, either to finance it or to pay cash. We entered the residential and finished, or ended up in what was called outdoor living. That's a whole new trend, as you know, to the tune of 51% of home buyers today want outdoor living space already completed. So that's over half that are looking for that in today's trend. And so in that outdoor living space, we have drilled down farther into a segment called the shed. So how about that? In our shed niche, this is going to be our launch point. These are little sheds. This is a small one. They go in all kinds of sizes. It is in also what's known as the portable building trend, which sheds are manufactured somewhere, put on the back of a truck, delivered to your home, leveled, anchored for your wind loads, and then from that, all kinds of different uses. And this is a booming industry. The farther we dig, the more we find, and it's like, wow, this is just perking right along. And a bunch of this has been around, first of all, storage. As you know, all the storage that is needed in our culture, that we get other stuff, don't want to throw away the previous stuff, and it starts to build, and we don't want to make those decisions. So we have storage needs. Also for offices, home offices around your home, entertainment areas of what you want to do in your outdoor living space. Here's our top 6 shed uses. There's other ones, but up on your top left, as you'll know, this is the way we think about sheds for utility: lawnmowers, blowers, edgers, all the things that it takes to make your home beautiful, right? And the hours that go into that. So then next is the storage. As you know, you see it all stacked up there. Sometimes it's like, how long has it been since I've seen that? And the months turn into years, but storage is part of our life. How many of you still don't use your garages because of stuff? There we go, I saw that. Home office, trying to get out of the interior noise and distractions of home. Possibly you're out of room, you want to do a home business. Sheds are perfect for that. Depending, you can run a professional business right from your home there. On the left, studios, art studios, craft studios, pottery, wood workshops, and so on. Very specialized spaces that you can create on your own to get creative and have your own space separated from those other places. Big trend and big use. In the middle, the personal space zone. As you can see there, the she shed environment. Every time I lay this picture out, look, I see the heads going there. Just as I talked to Connie on her first time, she said, I want one of those. Ask her to share with you how she says she shed. This whole industry now, there's now a show about sheds, the she shed and he shed competition.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's going. So the man cave, the she shed is a great movement that's happening in our culture, because people, it's like, wow, I didn't know I could use it like that. And then finally, living space, added square footage, studio-based centers that you can use sheds. And this is moving farther out into the grandma pod to where we add square footage right on your property, but it's a little bit of separation. She has her own space, but it's part of your home. So with that, this is our product. As you see it here on our table, it will mount. This is what it will look like on the shed. We're going to put it into what's called kits, power kits, very easy, DIY, plug and play. It'll be modular and expandable as a mini system. This will be what's in the box. All of your wiring and stuff will be very easy. It's low voltage, so you don't have to worry about the shock factor. The extension cables, your pivoting brackets to get the maximum sun capture. All your mounting hardware, your ability for LED lighting, very low voltage for LED, great light expansion, and then also your power panel or your batteries that will capture that and store your energy, and then also your charge controller to keep all that balanced. We'll have a full array of options that go along with that, including a very important part of sheds is heat. To put a gable vent in to bring the temperature of your shed down 10, 20, 30 degrees just by moving air through that. Anybody ever got in a hot place in the summer, and it doesn't take long to tell you how hot it is in there. Big deal for the sheds, and very easy for us to supply power for those. So here's our current power model. If you purchase the shed and put it on your home, the traditional route to get power is to call an electrician. That electrician will come out to your home, and from your main panel, will run wire from that panel to what's called a sub panel in your shed. And then usually that's going to be about a 50 to 100 and beyond run of whatever they got to do to get that wire out there. Through our research, the average is around $1,400 cost there, plus the extra time of whatever they got to go around. Sidewalks, landscaping, irrigation. It's surprising what you got to go through to get the wiring over there. And so, plus your permit, if you're going to keep it on the radar with your city officials, I'll leave that there. And the energy costs that will cost you to run your shed added to your power bill. So for our option, we're going to have a starting kit at the 300 mark. Very affordable, absolutely expandable, and very simple to install. And once installed, there it is, zero cost to run. Renewable energy, you have just gone green. How about that?
Awesome.
Yay. So here's some of our validation we did. If you've ever followed House online, great website for home renovation ideas. They did a study in 2015, and here's some of the results specifically that we can relate to. That out of 1.4 million renovation projects that homeowners are doing around the nation, 78% of those are going to do something in what's called their systems. So these are things that produce power or need power around their home. And where you see these green arrows are where we can actually provide power for them. Irrigation, sprinkling, LED lighting, solar lighting in different places around your home. The rainwater harvesting space, big deal. We're already at the gutter. We can capture rainwater, bring it into a modern cistern, and now use that water to water through drips and other things around your home. As you know, West Coast deals with the drought systems all the time, so this is, we feel, right on time. People see the percentage of that? 17% are going to capture water. So the LED lighting, security, perimeter lighting, it's very easy for us to supply power for that. As you know, solar panels. And then the second one was in the area of structures. So that in these renovations, 73% will actually change some outdoor structure somehow. And as you see from our arrows, the patio terraces, gazebos, pergolas, trellises, we can supply light for decking, very nice ambiance at night. You actually light your night up rather than turning lights off because it doesn't cost you anything. So your neighbors are going, hey, your house is glowing. When theirs are like dark, yours is all lit up here because of solar. So carports, play structures, greenhouse, and offices. Great insight from this study. So, as we look to our validation of our market, we drilled down into the Florida shed industry. As we started to move out, we just kept finding manufacturers. They were just over and over and farther and wider. It's like there's another one and there's another one. But these are our top 9 that we found in Florida so far. We put the amount of dealers that each one of those manufacturers on the left have in the state of Florida. Here's their average sales per dealership annually. And then we want to tuck into 6% of those sales, which we feel is very conservative of what they're already doing. In that, the annual revenue for Florida, for us, on that projection is $1.5 million just in Florida. We will launch in Florida, move right into the southeast pretty quickly on the other 8 states, and then into Texas, the 10th largest economy in the world, and where solar is really happening, and then on into the southwest Sunbelt states from there. Then we are in the national presence. So one of our premier manufacturers is Tough Sheds. They have 49 plants nationally. They have over $200 million of revenues, just their company. And they are a big box provider of Home Depot, if you've ever seen those, so they're already embedded for distribution. Plus they have other retail centers around the nation that we just want to tuck right into those codes. We are working on that relationship right now. We believe it's a great one to end. So deeper into that, we decided that if we only did sheds, we did a scalable company for 6 years. Here is our business model, just sheds. Beyond to the outdoor living structures and so on, but just sheds. New shed market, annually, our research, 260,000 sheds are sold in the U.S. Out of that creates an opportunity that out of the 260, 40% will be power interested. As we went into our validation to the shed dealer and then into customers who purchase sheds, it's up to 95% will be power interested. So we're very low, but we're going to start conservative. But out of that 40%, 30% of that number will be interested in solar, and 50% out of the solar interested, we believe will want Cogent. Our avenue revenue per sale, this is our wholesale number, is going to be $675, and that'll give us a projected annual revenue at penetration, which will be right around year 3 to year 4 at $10.5 million. Underneath that, you see the existing shed market. So these are beyond the new sheds per year of people who have already purchased sheds. We want to try to capture 10% of that number, $3.9 million, and that will bring in another revenue level of, ready? 100 million. Just that one. Wow. Wide open. So here's our financial projections for 6 years. Again, we are a scalable company. We want to position in year 6 that we could sell, but we don't have to sell, but that's what we're building through the guidance of our incubation process and how to build a scalable company, what's its purpose. We can continue to go. But at year 6, we're projecting from our numbers $11.5 million of revenues, and then in order to validate some value to that, 2x on revenues, 6x on the earnings, which will place us right around 23 to 24 million for the sale. Down on the bottom, you see our head count. We are committed to create jobs right here in Volusia County. We are going to be a manufacturing company, and hopefully by the time we hit year 6, we'll be employing 60 people. So here's our launch timeline. We are at June right now. All of our switches are ready to go. We're waiting for funding. Then in June, if we can hit this, we will then have a match for another $300,000 from Florida Institute of Commercialization and Public Research. And this is a group that provides a dollar-for-dollar match to companies who have patented technology from the state schools, which we fit into because this is a UCF patent. Yay. And with that 600, we are looking to try to make this happen as a 20-week speed to market that would put us in at the latter part of October, early part of November, so that we can catch that Christmas set of sales and then be ready for our seasonal launch into the winter and spring of 2017. Great. So here's our sales channels as we'll begin Strategic partners with the shed OEM, original equipment manufacturers, will then move to their dealers. Those dealers will earn income off of our margins. Financing and a convergent approach to financing, very easy, that when they purchase the shed, the power option will be right there, right into our website, that they can build their system right there, and here's your number. Want to finance that for another $22 a month or $25. Yay, Cogent. Our specialty retail will be next for Tractor Supply, Ace Hardware, some of these real specific retailers that have a great following, different than the shed because there'll be more retail in a box. The kit will be there for them. And then finally, as Cogent, we're going to have our own web store, and we want to become the place that homeowners can go to free to our G2 Solar Squad, the geeks and the gurus. That this is where we can help educate homeowners on how to use solar through many systems and take their initial steps. So we want to be the place they come, and that will build on our web store. So here's our team. First of all, myself and my partner, Brad Harris. Brad has a ton of experience in manufacturing leadership, and I'm looking so forward to all of his cylinders starting to roll on the production side. I'm going to be taking the lead and overseeing the company, and then also our revenue, our strategic relationships around the nation, marketing and sales. We have also come into a contractual relationship with David Stacy as our CFO, and then also Dana as our marketing strategist to take us out as our waves of marketing cycles go throughout the nation.
Bless you.
So here's our investor opportunity as we finish. We're looking for $300,000. We are offering an equity position in our company. We believe out of our conservative projections that we'll be able to hit the 6X mark for the equity partner, which will take $300,000 and finish at $1.8 million. We'll also have an option of going to a convertible note, which will be 2 years of simple interest at 10%. And as soon as we have our investor, then we can secure the one-to-one match for that. This is our number here at the incubator. We're 10 months into the incubation process, and I can say to you, if you're an entrepreneur that wants to go and get traction, incubation is a great, great process. You're not going to like everything you hear. You're going to struggle to kind of want to do it on your own.
Yeah.
But it's a great process to push on you, can I say, to get traction and make it real. I am so thankful for Connie, her guidance, and really all that we've learned beyond. So we are off your roof and around your home. So how can you help us? Michael asked me to just put down a couple things. First, as you know, we're at funding stage. Everything's on hold until we fund. But we feel we're ready. We feel we've done enough diligence in there. We are next on our manufacturing space. If you know shed owners, just say, hey, did you know about this? You guys ought to check this out. They can be part of our launch point and possibly even some beta environments if we want to stretch out beyond. So part of that, what resources have helped us since we started? As Michael shared, first of all, Career Source. That was a great experience. It was an organization of 5 on our team, including Brad as our mentor. He chose the solar technology out of the list. We did the commercialization experience and did $1 million pitch and won. Wow. And then from winning was the option to go live, do the tech transfer on the license, and then build a business around that of what that patent actually is and how can it actually commercialize. So it's a good experience. Our UCF technology patent, we've negotiated those terms with UCF, and we're ready to go on gaining the license. The FSEC relationship is the Florida Solar Energy Center in Cocoa. That's under the umbrella of UCF, and that is the group that actually certifies all the solar systems in Florida. And our inventors are there. So it's good to have that kind of relationship. As I said, the incubator, Michael with the Florida Virtual Entrepreneur Center has exposed us to what resources are out there for entrepreneurs. It's been great and helpful, especially into the social media side. Michael, thank you. Big deal. Florida Institute of Commercial and Public Relations, I didn't even know that existed. It's a very long title, but it's a good relationship for the dollar for dollar match. SCORE has helped us with some of their executives. And then finally, the inspiration that we get here every week, Million Cups. Thank you. Lastly, just what we wish we knew. You ever get to those points and you turn around and
Yeah.
it's like, man, I wish I knew this on the front end.
Yep.
So for me personally, I needed to plan on not having an income for a year. If you're an entrepreneur and you feel like, okay, I can do it. If you can get your speed to market and you're selling in 4 weeks, 8 weeks, or 12 weeks, great. We couldn't do that. We just had kind of a tough trial and trail to run to make this real. And then can I say, everybody beat it up, and it's still there. Just plan on it. Because if you have a spouse, they will have something to say about this. And as we did the competition, I went back to my wife and she said, "Rob, this isn't another startup, is it?" And you know what that means. I'm a serial entrepreneur that has done this. It's like, yeah, but I got a great partner and he's seasoned and all this. It's like, she's holding her breath. So anyway, plan on a year. 20 to 30K of structure and start. That just gives you some money to get everything in place. Your legal counsel, Lori, has really helped us with that, to have your money there on the front end through the friends and families, and as they say in the industry, the fools that will come alongside of you there. But to have that money, you may not need that much, but if you think about patents, trademarks, you're just going to have to spend some money on the front end. Times and twists to get our model and prototype up. I wish we learned and knew how much that would take us. When we did our first pivot into sheds, it literally took me emotionally 3 weeks to pull off those rails of the outdoor living and turn to go to sheds. And then once into sheds, here's what that means to your financials, your marketing strategy, all the new relationships, create a business model off of that. And it's like, yeah, that's a lot of work. So we're probably maybe 12, 14 weeks now of what you see here. It took us to shift. So that's a fourth of a year when you need to get to the market. Also, our market validation conversations to get there earlier, to go ask people early, what they think, what they want, how this will work. Don't fall in love with your idea. Let your market tell you what they want. And then the seed investor stage. If you're going to be in that stage, there's one of these black holes that exists around here because you're in this delicate posture where you don't have revenue. It's all projections. And how real can this be? And for the numbers that we're needing, that's a significant place there. So it's just something I wish we knew. It's not saying we would have taken a different track, but it's something we know. My partner Brad is here. He's going to give you just a little bit. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you.